Hello and welcome to the Motorway Man, and welcome to another video where I'll be answering the question, where is the UK's highest point? Now, about 2 months ago I released a video answering the question, where is the UK's lowest point? So today, as a follow-up, I'm going to be telling you about where the UK's highest point is, and no, it's not what you think. And as always, before we get into things, please subscribe to the channel and consider supporting me on Patreon for loads of great perks and benefits that you're not going to find anywhere else. Right, so the question is, where is the UK's highest point? And by that I mean, where can you be at the highest elevation possible while still being in UK territory? Now, most people you ask will tell you that Ben Nevis in Scotland is the UK's highest point. After all, it is over 1,300 metres tall. But today I'm going to be explaining to you, in a different way of thinking, why this is not the case. So, for us to first understand where the highest point of UK territory is, we must first consider what the UK actually is. Now, as I'm sure most of you are familiar, but the UK consists of primarily 4 countries: Scotland, England, Wales and Northern Ireland. And together, these 3 countries make up the British Isles and the majority of the United Kingdom. Now notice I said majority. Now that is the key word here. The UK isn't just the British Isles. The UK is all over the world. For example, the popular holiday destination of Gibraltar on the southern tip of Spain is not Spanish but British, as Gibraltar is land belonging to the UK, a UK territory. Or take these for example, the Falkland Islands. They are over 7,000 miles away from the British Isles, and they're actually closer to the continent of South America than Europe. But technically, they're UK territory. So as you can see, we're not just confined to the 4 wonderful countries of the British Isles, but any land owned by the UK needs to be counted too, which many people often forget, but it's all UK territory. These are what are called overseas territories. It's all land a country owns and is responsible for, in our case the UK, but they don't officially make up the UK itself, but are still counted as British territories. So they should be included when establishing the UK's highest point, because it is technically still UK land. So they should be included when establishing the UK's highest point. So if we start looking at the UK's territories all over the world, we can see mountains and land owned by the UK, significantly taller than you might expect. Take the archipelago of Tristan da Cunha for example. That's an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, thousands of miles away from the British Isles, yet they are still British citizens. They still sing God Save the King, and technically they're UK territory. Now, Tristan da Cunha has a mountain that's over 2,000 metres above sea level. This is Queen Mary's Peak. Queen Mary's Peak is the summit of the island of Tristan da Cunha in the Atlantic Ocean. It has an elevation of 2,062 metres above sea level and is named after Mary of Czech, the wife of King George V. So yeah, a mountain peak of over 2,000 metres, technically on UK land. I bet you didn't think that was possible. And why not go even higher? Because even further south in the Southern Ocean, we would find South Georgia Island. This is a mountain called Mount Sugartop. This mountain is a whopping 2,323 metres above sea level and is even snow-capped, but it's technically part of UK territory. And elsewhere on South Georgia Island, we would find Mount Paget. Mount Paget is a staggering 2,937 metres tall and again is part of a UK overseas territory and officially belongs to the UK. And if we wanted to go even higher to 3,000 metres, then we must head to the ultimate south, and we must head to Antarctica. Here we find the British Antarctic Territory, yet another overseas territory belonging to the UK. And it is in this land where we would find the 3 highest mountains on UK territory: Mount Stevenson, Mount Jackson and Mount Hope. Mount Hope is what technically is the highest point of any land of any territory owned by the United Kingdom. So at its summit you can say that you are at the highest point possible while still remaining on UK land. So there we have it, Mount Hope, the UK's true highest point. And if you do want a little bit more information on it, Mount Hope is 3,239 metres above sea level. near to the Ross Ice Shelf in the British Antarctic Territory of Antarctica, and it's over double the height of Ben Nevis over in Scotland. So there we have it, the UK's true highest point, and nearly 10,000 miles from where you might expect it to be located. And then to finish off, I'll pop on screen now a list of the top 5 highest peaks on UK territory. They are Mount Hope, Mount Jackson, Mount Stevenson, Mount Paget and Mount Francis, basically none of which are actually on the UK mainland, but all of which are still on UK territory. So the next time someone asks you where is the highest point in the UK, or on UK land or something like that, well, you can be extra smart and tell them Mount Hope in Antarctica, because technically it's still on UK land. But for all those Ben Nevis fans out there, don't be disheartened, because Ben Nevis still is the highest point of the British Isles. But, you'd have to rephrase the question to what's the highest point of the British Isles for that to be correct. So there we go. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making it. It would mean a lot if you subscribe to the channel or considered supporting me on Patreon for loads of benefits and all that kind of good stuff, and that would be great. So yeah, thanks for watching. So now Mount Hope, the true highest point on UK territory. I shall catch you in the next one. Please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up if you like my, videos that other than on motorways. It lets me know you like them, and I might consider making some more. So I hope you've enjoyed my series on the lowest point of the UK and the highest point of the UK. Make sure you check that video out if you haven't already. And until then, I shall catch you in the next video. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and goodbye.